multicolored guest shirt. You know what I'm saying?
Anyways, oh God, never that. Never. I'm not doing that.
That's not safe. The rainbow, that boy be in a rainbow long sleeve.
Dude, I do not wear that.
Gym shorts and LeBron Soldier 6.
It's crazy. Y'all talking about like 7th grade.
And LeBron Soldier 6s. Hey.
For real. I can't get
anyways.
Y'all can rate the drip. Like, we can just go there, to be honest.
Soldier 6 is a crazy pull.
They were talking in 7th grade.
Like,
bro, I haven't touched a Soldier 6 in like a decade. Like, come on.
I don't know. Like,
how does that even make sense, bro?
Yeah, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true. We used to see you walking around in Soldier 6s recently.
Oh God, no, never that.
Oh
in public?
Yes.
No. No. Maybe if we were hooping.
2 things. Put it on God first and foremost. You've never worn Soldiers with elite socks. Like, just say
I've never done that. Period.
That's nasty. All right, so tell me you've never worn Soldiers with just a regular blue jeans. All right, that's it. Thank you.
Won't you stop and take a little time out with me? Just take 5.
Nasty work.
That's very nasty.
I don't believe it. Maybe like in a decade ago, like I said.
Bro, a date. That's not true.
It's just cat.
Like, you know that's not true.
Oh, we're old.
Bro, we're not that old. A decade ago? When was that?
Like 8th grade?
Bro was 13 years old. Like, actually, nah, he was 12. Like,
what?
Wait, what grade? What grade? I don't even remember, bro. When did we graduate?
It was middle school, dude. We graduated in 19.
19? So yeah.
In 15, he definitely was wearing those. So
yeah, I was 8th grade. That's crazy. Yeah, you would definitely had those on.
Yeah,
you definitely had them on way after that. Don't lie.
True. I wore them for like a year. I know for a fact because I lost them.
1 year.
Bro, this is dumb long ago. Like I remember wearing them like when I was in the Jesse Draper. I was mixing up Morgan. In this career.
That is real. No, that's real. That is real. You did
everything. On everything. I have a hard time recalling that. Like,
I don't.
Yeah, I remember
very vividly.
I don't remember. Her prime. Like we get that much. Like we definitely understand that.
Bro.
Pre-leg break, no contact. Like that definitely was the prime. Pre-meniscus. Showing up to school with all types of contraptions around your that was your prime, man, for sure. Right? It was. I get that. Joey, how you feeling, big bro?
Peep the hat, Morgan. I know you think it's fine. Come on now. Feeling good. Peep the hat.
Okay.
Peep the hat.
Check the Instagram.
Yeah, for sure.
We should do an Instagram review on his grad day, just to talk about.
But that's better than Jews.
Share screen, bro. You don't want to go. You don't want to go gram for me, bro. Like, come on.
I mean, I don't
even have Instagram right now, so like,
I don't either.
It's okay, but like, what's it called? If we were to pull up my Instagram, like, nah. The few fits that I have on there are sitting on every fit that you have.
I mean, yeah, I don't post fits on there. Like, that's just not my.
So don't like. That's what I'm saying. Stay in your lane. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, you don't have anything on there.
Leave that up to the big boys. Like,
that's crazy.
Like, come on.
That's crazy.
This is wild. Anywho, I tell you why. It's been a little minute, but we got basketball, gentlemen. We got basketball to talk about here. Anything other than basketball that y'all would like to mention before we get into this? Because we did have a draft, didn't really talk too much about that. Like,
we're far removed, I feel like.
At this point, I mean, y'all see what happened there. It's not really, we see about forcing discussion.
If it ain't about you, season 5,
I gotta tap in. Yeah, I gotta tap in. No spoilers. No spoilers.
That thing is wild, actually. Like, I don't know who was behind the pen, like who was ghostwriting, but that thing is wild.
Oh, you didn't hear that joke?
And I tell you,
I don't even watch that garbage anymore. But
But you're a hater, bro.
yeah, and watch
Yeah.
that garbage instead. Like,
He watches way worse stuff, but it's
oh
okay.
god, that's
I'm
not
tapped in.
Oh, like Barry.
Like this weekend.
nah, Barry is actually good. Like,
Barry was the Minsky, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That was
mid.
yes. Barry was mid.
He's
That was-
wilding.
Barry was not mid. Like, not mid. Like, what is mid exactly?
like solid, like not mid, but it was like a 7. You know,
It was funny. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and
that's-
like it was cool. Like it was some cool stuff to watch. Like while I'm passing my time, you know, like if I'm working from home, I may have Barry on in the background. Like go pee, not pause. Like you know, go cook, not pause. On something like that, you know.
oh, why are you on, bro? What are you doing?
That was,
like, what?
I don't mean no so.
Yeah, nah, Barry definitely was a good one. I gotta get into some other shows. Y'all need to watch a show called Yellowstone. Actually, like y'all ain't heard of that for real, but get up on Yellowstone, John Dutton, you know, and that's a good one. And
I heard that was good.
Nah, that's actually fine. I'm actually almost finished with that. It's tough. Then I got to get into this Viking show. Like I've heard that's top tier television, better than Breaking Bad. And we gonna see about that. But anyway, let's get into the basketball though. Round 1 has concluded. Okay, we had a couple of game sevens, a couple of interesting happenings, but we're really just gonna go by series. We'll talk about the losers because you know my favorite question is where do we go from here? So we'll start at the top. We had the Thunder and Grizzlies. Does anyone have anything to say about the Thunder and Grizzlies series that transpired? All right, now moving on. If we avert our attention to the East over there, we had the Cavaliers and the Heat. Right, that's another 4-0 series. Is there anything you'd like to speak on there? Did y'all think otherwise? Nah. What do you mean, nah?
What do you mean?
Well, what do you mean, nah? Should I put up the text messages? You don't remember what you said about that?
What did I say?
I'm giving you a chance. Think about it.
Actually, I said I think the Heat will play them close. I said I think the Heat will play them close, but I don't think they're gonna win many games. That's what I said.
Bad say June anyway. You know how we bust that off. There's absolutely no chance there. I mean, if you have a team led by Tyler Hero, then your only option is despair. Maybe, you know, it just depends on where you're at right there, right? You want Spo to give you a game, but ultimately it's just too much talent on that Cavaliers team. So we seen what that was. We definitely seen what that was. Anything on that Cavs series there?
Despair is crazy. You're trying Tyler Hero. He had a few good games. Like, let's not lie. He definitely did. He had a couple 30-point games. Like, he definitely didn't show up in the last one, but like I think he just needs some help. Like, he can't do it all. Just being real.
You done?
It's just real. Like,
they just like my only thing is they weren't really competitive. Like
yeah,
they were in the first game, but after that it was not good ball. So
listen, like I said, if Tyler Hero is leading your franchise, then the only option is the deep darkness and despair. Now, did he have some good game? He's a good scorer. You see what I'm saying? Like nobody's taking that away from him. He's going to give you some. He's better than Jalen Green, which we'll get into momentarily, right? We could say that, right? Got an all-star this year. But then again, everybody's an all-star. We'll also get into that take too. But we knew that would happen there. Nice little sweep. And Cavs had to wait on the Pacers there. But let's go back to the West here. So let's talk about this series that went to 7. This was most likely or arguably the best series that we've seen thus far. We had the battle of two giants with Nikola Jokic and the Clippers, right? We saw a lot in this series. I haven't even said, Joe. You see what I'm saying? Like I haven't even said nothing. I haven't even said anything. Like I'm just. We saw a lot during this series, a lot of ups and downs. You see what I'm saying? Like we did see Hercules come to play, right? I just, what I have to say before I pass it to the pod is the fact that a lot of these games went down to the wire. You see what I'm saying? Like in playoff basketball, one or two plays can really change the outcome versus victory and defeat, right? So we have to keep that in mind as we speak on this series here because it was very hard fought. We got two very evenly matched teams here, but I'll pass it to you. So Joey, what did you think about this series here? Obviously, the Clippers lost. What do you think of their performance in this, and what led to them being defeated?
I just don't think they really showed up. We can talk about James Harden's past playoff performances, especially in Game 7. Especially when your supporting cast around Kawhi Leonard is not, doing wonders for you. I don't understand why you can't just almost take over and be that aggressive scorer that we know you can be. And we're not asking you to be that sort of, 2018, 2019 peak James Harden on the Houston Rockets, but, we know you can score. He's getting older, but at least try to, make things easier on a Kawhi Leonard to score the basketball because not really, no one's really, showing up for you. Like, yeah, you had maybe 10 assists, but at the same time, like, Bogey, I know Morgan's got nice little appreciation for Bogey being a former Atlanta Hawk, but he did not really show up for you. You gave up, Terrence Mann, who had some good stellar performances for you in the past in the playoffs, and now he's an Atlanta Hawk. And I don't even remember who else they gave up in that. But I just think you really need to be aggressive if you're James Harden. You need to be a lot more aggressive. I just don't know what sort of implications around this team moving forward that you can kind of end up do to make this team a little bit more competitive.
It's an interesting take at the end. Of course, we're going to ask the question of what do we do now? Where do we go from here? But and anything about the Clippers and Nuggets that you saw out there? How could the Clippers have made it over the hump in this series?
I mean, yeah, I agree with Joey. I think Harden needed to give a lot more, but I think we do need to give credit to Christian Brown. Like he did play really good defense on Harden. I thought like didn't let him penetrate, didn't let him that's true. Like we can't just sit here and act like he wasn't like pestering Harden the whole series. Harden definitely looked a little confused.
Don't let him bother you, Ian. Speak your mind.
I'm definitely confused why Julian's looking like that. Like, I mean, it's not like an excuse. Like Harden definitely needs to play better, but Brown played good defense. Like I thought that like Kawhi was playing well. Like he played okay, but it wasn't enough to win. Like the Clippers didn't have enough to win. Like it's not all on Kawhi. Like I'm not going to just sit here and act like the Clippers had enough to win. I thought that they were definitely missing pieces. When you have what's his name shooting threes all game, wide open threes all game, and breaking like Derrick Jones, you're not gonna. It's no way to win. But I definitely thought
a shooter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I definitely thought they were just missing a few pieces. Harden should have played better. Kawhi could have done more, but I just thought the Nuggets were just a little bit better, especially because they had the better performer.
And before I get into Julian, just for a second here, while we're talking about the role players of the Clippers, I just like to add in that Ivica Zubac had a stellar series. I'm talking about having to go up against Jokic. We know him to be the best big man in basketball at this point in time. I mean, we saw him go toe-to-toe with him. I mean, he actually not only was able to slow him in the best way I think any other big could that we have in the league today, right? But he also was, he had the flip shot going, little hook shots in the lane. He was making sure that Jokic had to defend on the other side also. So, we talk about guys that did step up. Like, I just want to make sure that we have Zubac's name in that pot there. But I'll pass it to Drew. So, Drew, tell us, why do you think the Clippers ultimately get it done?
I mean, mostly good points by both of you or all of you. The only point I want to refute is just the like yeah, Christian Brown's playing good defense. I agree, but that doesn't matter. You know, you're James Harden.
Bro,
He can't guard him. He can't guard him.
older, bro. It was bro. We all know that's not the same James Harden from 4 years ago. This James Harden's not gonna blow by Christian Brown.
35. He just had 35 2 nights before that.
Okay, that's fine. He can't do it every night. We know this Harden. Harden has never been a consistent playoff performer. This is nothing new. I don't understand why we're.
I've said this many times to all of you. When it comes down to the playoffs, the most egregious performances come when the players look afraid.
He was
Okay,
not afraid.
what? Why did he not shoot the ball if he wasn't afraid?
Shoot the ball. He wasn't open.
He shot 8 times in. He has the ball all game, and he shot the ball 8 times.
There was no offense, bro. The offense was just him creating the whole time, bro. If it wasn't that, it was just Kawhi or Derrick Jones shooting the open 3 out of nowhere.
What's the difference between game 6 and 7?
Harden just didn't shoot, but that doesn't mean that's not all on Harden though. Like he was playmaking. Was he not playmaking?
What the? Hold on, let's on just for a second. Go ahead, Drew. Let me get into all that, bro.
We're obviously going to talk about the Nuggets, but we're talking about the Clippers right now.
Yeah, I said Jokic was the best player in that, or best performer in that series.
Play well, yeah. But yeah, back to the Clippers. I think the Clippers role players played well when they were needed to. Like they played well at home, which is what we can expect from our role players in the NBA. Like you're not expecting them to always take the show on the road. Like Norman Powell, over 20 points per game at home, but on the road, like he didn't play well. That's facts. Bogey did play bad. He was unplayable at the beginning of the series. He kind of picked it up the last maybe game or two. And the rest of those guys, I mean, yeah, it's game by game. You got to play who's hot. But I don't know why there should be any excuse for a guy like James Harden. You're the number 1 ball handler on the team. You are an all-time great, top 75 player of all time. People say you're better than Dwayne Wade. People say you're better than Kobe. They say you're a better scorer than all of them. And you shoot the ball 8 times in a closeout game. It's unacceptable. You're afraid. And there's you can't tell me that you're not afraid. You shot the ball 8 times and you have it all game. And it's to the point where you become a detriment to your team, right? If you're going to sit there and dribble the ball down until 4 seconds left and then go pass it to someone else or go throw up an air ball floater, like that's terrible offense.
To be fair, he was getting good looks, just not to the right player. I mean, I don't know what else you could do.
They're begging him to make that pass, right? The same when they double Kawhi. Like they're begging Kawhi to make the skip pass across the court to Derrick Jones Jr. and let him shoot.
And that's what he has to do. What else? That's literally
that's fine if they live with that. But I'm saying you can get into your offense earlier. Morgan made this point during the game. Like Kawhi Leonard, he adjusted. Like the first 2 times down, they sent the double to him. He ended up having to make a skip pass to Derrick Jones Jr. with 3 seconds left in the shot clock. There's nothing left but to shoot. But if you get into your offense earlier, which James Harden never did throughout the game, I'm talking standing at the top of the key, dribble. 5 seconds left, someone comes to the pick and roll and you run into the paint and then do something. Like you wasted the whole possession. And you were afraid to shoot the ball. He wasn't aggressive. That's the whole thing. Like you can't be the primary ball handler and not be aggressive. And ultimately, that's why they lost. He didn't play. He played poorly in multiple games. I'm pretty sure it was 5 and 7. He played garbage. You can't do that, man. Versus a player like Joker. Like Sultan was saying, I don't even know Sultan's whole spiel on Joker, but like just to
we'll get the salt. Now we'll definitely get the salt. But yes, Sultan, we are just talking about the reasons why the Clippers could not get it done intermurally, you know what I'm saying? Like within their own team, right? We're gonna get to Jokic and what the Nuggets were able to do here, but I'm just proud to know that Julian listens to me. Wow. I'm just like, wow. Bo made a great point. I mean, he did. Like, he knows ball. I get that. We talked a lot about James Harden here. But Julian, I think the most egregious part of this James Harden performance was the fact that he was 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He is an all-time merchant.
He's the best foul baiter we've ever seen. Like, to be honest,
he is all time in terms of the foul baiting. So I have a hard time telling grown men that they're scared. But to Julian's point, you didn't shoot the ball. I mean, when you see 2 free throws on the board, that definitely means that you are not aggressive going to the basket. You're not aggressive looking for your shot or creating. So it's just what can you say about that, right? You end with 7 points.
Afraid. That's what we can say. He was afraid.
I mean, what I'll push back on is just the fact of this, Drew. In each game of this 7, his shots dwindle each and every time. Okay. Now, Ian brought up a good point. He's getting long in the tooth. You see what I'm saying? Like Christian Brown, he's not the greatest defender in the world, nothing like that. He's not staying in front of Harden. However, he's going to put in the effort for however many minutes he's out there to make it difficult for him. I think we did see James Harden wear down throughout this series, and ultimately that's what you saw. But again, and I know I'm straddling the fence, it's game 7. I mean, at some point you just have to, leave it on the floor, and get out of there. But let's get this out. Because he has a paragraph here. So y'all are just going to sit here and mention everyone but Jokic, the best player in the league. Harden didn't do well enough. The others didn't play well. Brown was locking up. Jokic is playing. This is in all caps. Jokic is playing and coaching on the team. Maybe the Clippers didn't win because they couldn't do anything with Jokic. It needs to be said. Say his name.
Say his name.
Right. And he doubled down on that. Say his name, bro. Not one mention of how Jokic played. So let's see how Jokic played. Game 7, 16 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 5 turnovers. I'm saying his name. I'm definitely saying his name. That's game 7 Jokic.
They didn't need him for game 7, though.
Well, they did not. No, they really did not. They most certainly didn't. Nah, and I to Saul's point, he was sitting there coaching the team, right? So I'll give him all the credit in the world for that. But again, guys, if we see Jokic with 16 or less points in this Oklahoma City series, I'll come on here with a full Nuggets jersey. You see what I'm saying? And do all of that. That's why I mentioned Zubac. Like, for what it's worth, they lost the series. Zubac, man, I mean, he gave Jokic all he could handle in terms of matching up. Like, there's not going to be a better matchup out there. He slowed him down to the best of his ability, right? And a lot of other guys had to step up. So I'll say another man's name. Russell Westbrook. We're going to see it in this Oklahoma City series is why they gave him a standing ovation. Now, you need guys, you need X factors, you need guys to step up, right, beyond their previous capabilities in the regular season in order to get the job done. Now, let's revert to the Nuggets since we're on this series, all right? We're going to talk about the reasons why the Nuggets were able to get out of this. Key contributions, right? That's the theme of this. Russell Westbrook played the series of his life. He's never shot the 3 better in any series of his career. He came to play. They left him in the corner. Spliak. Splash. Right? That's what we saw out there. Timely baskets, hustle plays, making the right plays, right decisions, right passes when needed. Then you bring in guys like Aaron Gordon. Timely baskets at the buzzer, being at the right place at the right time, right? Grabbing those rebounds, those 50-50 balls. You need that. Christian Brown, being able to slide his feet. No matter if he's about to do the splits trying to guard hard, he matched up again. 7 games in a row. You need these key contributions. Jamal Murray, getting buckets, timely baskets. We know that's what he does when it comes playoff time. But these guys all rose to the occasion and provided Jokic with that helpful spark that maybe a Kawhi did not have. So that's what I saw when I went out there. If I'm talking about the Denver Nuggets, I'm looking at those role guys that stepped up and came to play. I'll pass it to Joey. Why did the Nuggets, how are the Nuggets able to get it done?
I think it doesn't go unnoticed again. Salt said it. Morgan said it. I think pretty much everybody in here is in agreement. I think those key contributions from Christian Braun have really, done numbers for this Nuggets team. And especially just a very, kind of top-heavy team. We've kind of questioned their depth at times during the season, past the six-man, past Russell Westbrook. And even at times we even question Russell Westbrook as a contributor to this team, right? But I think now we've kind of understood, okay, was it David Adelman? Am I correct? That interim coach?
Yeah.
So he's going with those six. He's confident in these six to help bring them home a series. And obviously Jokic is the best player in the world. So, that definitely sets you above and beyond, and especially the Clippers, like when you've got Kawhi who, 50-50 when he decides to go on the court. He is a key contributor as well, but Jokic is the best player in the world, and he's on the floor a consistent basis. He is everything to this Nuggets team. The offense rolls through him, and it's that's the way it is.
He's not better than Giannis. All right, then go ahead.
I mean, I think we've all said it 1,000 times. I think this series was just all about the role players, especially late in the game. I felt like Clippers definitely didn't have enough when it came to help around Kawhi, even around Harden. Maybe I guess I would say the Nuggets definitely were a better team, more well-rounded, more or fit their best, or their role players fit their best player the best compared to the Clippers. So I think that was just the reason.
All right. I feel like the Clippers had a very good squad, but I do think that they got outcompeted. Like, I think that was a huge thing in the series. Like, and I've been saying this for years. Like, y'all know I'm a big Kawhi fan, so I always watch the Clippers play in the playoffs. And, like, there are spurts in games where the Clippers just, like, they're not trying. Like, at least all five players. Like, and we've seen this has been a trend for years. I don't know who you point your finger at. Everyone will.
I'll tell you, because what we're not getting at is why. That's the question I always ask.
I mean, I know where you're going to go. Like, obviously, you're going to blame Kawhi. But, like, even in this last game, like, Kawhi was trying very hard on defense, on offense. He was giving great effort.
But is
not
that
all the guys were?
But is that the point?
No, that's not the point. You obviously need a cohesive unit. But, I mean.
But what makes a cohesive unit?
Everyone has to buy in. I think it's buy-in and want to.
I see. So, when we talk about buy-in, we talk about leadership, right? That's the word that we have to use, leadership. Now, when someone gets on here and he starts raving and frothing at the mouth about Jokic coaching the team, we see him red in the face, urging his team in the huddle, right on the sidelines, telling them what they need to do. We saw this in the OKC game as well, and they came out of that. Leadership. Not just leading by example. That's not enough.
There's different types of leaders.
Let me tell you something.
I don't agree.
You bring up Kobe a lot. You do. That was his MO. Lead by example. That was his MO.
I'm aware, but I'm saying there's different types of leadership. To your point, there are vocal leaders, and then there's people who lead, like you just said, lead by example. I don't think that
be able to do both. Jokic,
that's not true.
You can't sit there and be quiet. No, you can't do it. You can't do it. Did he get in James Harden's face and say, yo, you need to buck up? Be who you are. Right? Did he do that?
How many players do that? I'm saying, like, we don't even see that in the NBA. That doesn't really happen.
I just named a person urging his team. No, they don't have another.
Not to James Harden. Yeah, okay, not to a James Harden. When's the last time we saw a star player get yelled at?
Draymond did that to KD, bro.
Yeah, and he got out of there. Like he left.
They still want a chip. They still want some chips though. Like, come
Yeah,
on.
legit.
They won chips with the most stacked team. Like
No,
facts.
they won chips because they had leadership.
They
He's not wrong, right? He had the leadership.
so the Warriors with KD won chips because of leadership. Are we really gonna point to leadership?
Bro, he
Are we?
did.
Is that where we're going? Is that where we're gonna go?
That's crazy to say.
We're going to Draymond's leadership. Are
You never
we
seen Drew Holiday talk to Tatum? You never seen that?
not yelling him, not getting in his face? I don't recall.
Bro, but
I
still,
don't recall that.
urging him to be better.
I mean,
We've
yeah,
seen
I
that.
look, I'm a person who advocates for that. I advocate for, talking to your teammates. I advocate for much worse. Grabbing someone, like when I was playing football, I'll grab you by your shoulder pads. That's fine. Like if you're tripping, that's fine. But like, I don't know. We don't see that much in the NBA, especially with the star players. They're all divas. So I don't know if we can really ask the quiet Kawhi to yell at James Harden. Like I don't know.
And that is why, again, darkness and despair. We
I
talked a
agree.
lot about this series here, but I do want to ask, so where did the Clippers go from here? Joe, you already alluded to it. How do you even add around this team at this point? Like, what's up?
Sorry, I totally forgot when I was ranting. I totally forgot about one player that I think was a little underappreciated throughout this entire season. Chris Dunn. He was unplayable, right? Like he can't shoot.
Whose fault is that? Chris Dunn over me? Chris Dunn over me? The MVP? I mean, whose fault is that? Like,
He still, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Chris Dunn played he played as well as Russ did.
I got he did
When Russ
it.
got in. Not in this series, but I'm saying when Russ was on the Clippers, bro. Russ was garbage on the Clippers.
What? No, I won't let you do it. I won't let you do it. No, when Kawhi went down, it was only Russ.
You're talking about the series when they got swept out and they had no Kawhi and no Paul George. Yeah, Russ got 20 and 10, but they got swept out viciously. Like I don't care what Russ did when there was no other good players. I'm talking about when there were good players. He was unplayable. He was bad, and he was bad for the Lakers. You know this.
Dude, he's better, but again, the results they vary. They vary. Put him in a position to play, but you see what happened. It was happening right before your very eyes.
Play well.
I have nothing non-vulgar to say about Chris Dunn, but hey, he's at Cancun, so he's where he belongs. Where do the Clippers go from here? We're out of pages at this point. Nuclear weapons, ballistic missiles, like claymores, mines,
Yeah, I don't know.
all of that.
They just don't have so many assets because of the some of the trades that they made in the past. So it's tough.
I'm trying to tell y'all, like,
Even thinking about it now, if Zubats extension kicks in next season, he's going from almost 12 mil to 18 mil, right? James Harden, he's got a player option for next season. He's probably gonna sign either opt in or sign an extension. What's that gonna look like? Are you going to extend him? Bogey, he's getting paid 16 mil next season. In the season after that, what are you going to do with that contract? So it's you really got to really hunker down on some of these assets and get these contracts together, maybe swing for something or even try to get whatever value you can for these assets.
If I was them, I would either move Kawhi to a contender or I would move James Harden now because I don't think that they're going to win with this team. I don't think so.
Yeah,
I mean, here's the issue. Here's the issue, though. Kawhi's getting paid $50 million a year, also, and he's available maybe 50% of the time.
That's fair, but I think that a team,
he's delusional.
A team would take him for sure.
He's delusional.
I don't think that's delusional.
I want to move on so bad.
Kawhi Leonard, bro.
Yeah, a team one player away definitely would.
Yeah, they would take it
For 50. Yeah, Joey, no. It's delusion. It's only delusion. That's the only. That's the only thing I'm hearing here.
$50 million for Kawhi is not that crazy.
It's not.
If he's not the best player,
yeah,
if he's not the best player on your team,
I guess. But like any Kawhi caliber player is going to get paid that. So like even the ones who aren't the best players on their team, like a Jimmy Butler, like a Jimmy Butler, a Tyrese Maxey, like they're all getting maxed out. Jaren Jackson is about to get maxed out. He sucks.
all these role players are getting like pretty much maxed out. OG Anunoby is getting paid like $42 million a year.
Yeah, so I don't think that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're going to pay OG $45 million a year, like Kawhi Leonard on a $50 million deal is really not that bad in the grand scheme of things. I don't know. I don't know. I would have to look at the landscape of the league and see who needs a guy. Like I don't know, like a Rockets team who needs a scorer, a certified scorer. You know,
Closer.
Yeah, like they just need someone who can put the ball in the basket.
The Pacers, like.
Oh,
I don't think they would. I don't think he would want to run with the Pacers. Is the only thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like they could use him. The Pacers run.
he's going out of Clipper, bro. I gotta move on. Oh, that's terrible. No, that's terrible. Let's avert our attention to the East. 4-1 Pacers, since we just mentioned them. Anything we like to speak on this series here? I saw a little smirk down there from Juice. Then the liberty is yours. I mean,
it's just a get well soon to Mo, honestly, for being a Damian Lillard fan. Like that was never going anywhere, honestly. And I told you this. I told you they lost to Jay.
Dead horse. Like we're gonna go. Like we're gonna kick a man while he's
not the injury part. I'm just talking about the success. That's what we always talk about, right?
Success if you're hurt. You should know as a Kawhi.
No, this is for years. No, but you do this.
You should know.
The shoes on the other foot. I'm just saying the shoes on the other foot.
How is it
now on the other foot?
How is it that you don't achieve any success? You're always hurt, but yet it's Hercules $50 million thrown around. Get to what are we talking about right now? Exactly. Maybe that makes sense.
Talking about.
I'm saying
come at me for Kawhi all the time. Right?
Damian Lillard was hurt in the postseason.
Damian Lillard got it.
Giannis was hurt in the postseason.
Yes.
Why did we see any success out of that formula?
Even when they were healthy, they weren't playing very well.
Oh, in the regular season. So you care about that now,
bro. If you're not playing well in the regular season, you're not going to win. You're not going to win in the playoffs.
Let's be honest, Morgan. It was a reflection, bro. They were not going to just turn it around.
If you're that bad,
what do you mean that bad?
They were not.
They were a playing team. What are you talking about?
They had to fire their coach.
Last year they were terrible.
They had to fire that coach, David Griffin.
What?
What are you talking about? They had to fire him because I'm not gonna say that on the pod. But him and his son, they turned to other.
Oh, he's talking Adrian Griffin.
Adrian Griffin, not David Griffin. Excuse me. They turned into different things. Like that's why they're not in office right now.
Bro, all I'm saying is the Bucks were never going to work out. Sad to see it happen. I hope that they either get Giannis a real co-star or move off of him at this point.
I don't even know what you're talking about at this point, bro. Like,
what do you mean?
Well, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean by that.
I said I hope they get Giannis a co-star or move off of him at this point. I want to see Giannis play in the playoffs.
Anyway,
I think he's the second best player in basketball. We want to see him on a contender.
Anybody else would takes about the Pacers and Bucks series there?
I mean, I kind of agree with you. I do want to see Giannis with a better co-star. Like, I think if he had a guy who was like,
he's a superstar, bro.
Not even a superstar, just someone who's a really good playoff performer. Like and who can handle the rock. I think that's all he really needs.
Is not a great playoff performer. It's just
not recently, bro. Let's just be honest.
What do you mean not recently? Did we see him against the Pacers before he went down?
Bro, come on.
Last year?
Come on, bro.
What do you mean, come on, bro? Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Your two favorite guards are about to meet their maker.
Yeah, this is what this is about, right? So
Tyrese Halliburton.
Kawhi's in Cancun with a K. Hey, Joey, Kawhi's in Cancun with a K. right? So now we have to spread the hate around. I
Bro,
get
Kawhi has 2 Finals MVPs, bro. I don't.
no,
I
but
really
that's something you have
don't.
to
I'm
understand.
just saying, there's nothing that you can say to me.
Bro, but if it's
Your favorite
personal,
players are Russell Westbrook.
if it's
Russell
personal,
Westbrook
that's
has a
something
donut on his ring finger. Donovan Mitchell,
for sure.
he's about to meet his maker in Halliburton. He just got outcompeted by Halliburton and Nimhard down the stretch. And then he
like
did.
we just make up narratives to fulfill our point. You're bad for basketball.
What narrative?
Cavs, bro, they're hanging tough right now. Go ahead, Stephen A.
What are you talking about? I'm saying he's about to meet his maker in Halliburton during the series.
Bro, it's bigger than basketball. I get that. I just want to talk about this series here, right? Joey, do you have anything about the Pacers and Bucks series that we saw?
Bet on Giannis as the lead ball handler on your team at your own peril. That's all I have to say. And Ian is definitely right. I think they definitely need some sort of offensive initiator, some sort of playoff performer, because at this stage, you don't have the team that can really score around Giannis as of right now. Kevin Porter Jr. is your second best ball handler, and you're gonna have to play him like good minutes. If Dame is going down, like, you are in trouble. And that's not discrediting Kevin Porter Jr. He played, I think, pretty well for this team ever since he got picked up. But, even thinking about the role players that were surrounded this team, like the best they've ever played in this series was when they moved finally Taurean Prince and Brook Lopez to the bench. And it took Doc maybe 3 games to do that.
Also get well soon to Mo for Doc Rivers. I forgot about
Yeah, he's out of there.
Anywho, context, right? Let me allow me to release you from the shackles of your own mind, from the prison that is yourself. Again, I mean, Joey hit it on the nail. I mean, if you're relying on Kevin Porter Jr. to handle the ball, facilitate, do that sort of thing, I mean, you're not going to go very far there. Can Giannis be a lead ball handler on a winning basketball team? I mean, my goodness, the numbers they will speak for themselves. They will speak for themselves there. So again, we can look and see exactly what he did there on the floor. Oh, this is about to get funny here for sure. But anywho, the numbers will tend to speak for themselves. So you can look at that if you'd like to. But the problem with the Bucks is not the series; it's a question I have to ask after of where do we go from here? Like, we don't really know when Damian Lillard is going to be back. You see what I'm saying? And he's getting older, long in the tooth as well. So can we ask him to come back in full form to be that co-star that Giannis needs, right? And before we even get there, is Giannis going to even want to stay with this team, right? He's been saying a bunch of different stuff. I mean, he went out bad to Halliburton's dad. So it's just like, I don't know if he even wants to be out there for, the cream and green, if you will. So it's just like they have a lot of decisions to make in the offseason. I don't think we can sit here and blame Doc for being with tattered pieces once again, but it is what it is. I just think they have decisions to make, and that's going to start with Giannis during the year.
I'm kind of curious what Chris Middleton was thinking in his head watching on the couch watching this series. Kyle Kuzma over me?
Nah, we didn't really mention Kuzma. Kuzma was a god awful during that series there. God awful. Now, so to get you in here, right? We'll go Knicks Pistons one time. Okay, so 1-6. Apparently, you are back as a Knicks fan here, so congratulations to you. I'm glad that you could come out of that closet, be true to yourself as you would. So definitely proud of you, big fella. So, well, what do you got to say about your Knicks going through the Pistons and facing the
Going into that series, I wasn't one of those people that was underestimating the Pistons' body of work and the team that they have built over there. Like, I know Thompson's tough. I know Cade's tough. Beasley and Hardaway, they surprised me. They actually stepped up from time to time. I think they traded bad games, I think. But the Knicks, they fought. We're coming together as a unit. Jalen Brunson, he's looking like Captain America in the fourth quarter. It's starting to get crazy at this point, bleeding over into this next series. We're not gonna talk about that right now, but Yeah, no, it was nice to see. And it was interesting. I was at work yesterday and one of my anyway, please. Buckets are buckets, and how we come by them, they come in all different shapes and forms. But it was interesting to hear the perspective of other Knicks fans. Like, they were like, man, like crashing out for a cat didn't do anything. Like, I wish Randall was here. Like, I heard somebody say that yesterday, and I just love the state that the Knicks are in. We don't have Randall anymore. We have one dominant ball handler and role players that fit around him, and it's looking like the team is built well for playoff success thus far.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Context, I think, is needed here. I don't know what y'all gentlemen say, but I feel like some context is needed here. Now, the Knicks taking the Pistons to 6. I need it to be known that if y'all did not come out of this series, right, we are going to have to blow that thing up with TNT. You see what I'm saying? Like, we would have had and this is pause before I say this. You could literally feel Tom Thibodeau's ass cheeks searing through the television screen as the series went on, right? But like I said beforehand, when we were talking about the Nugget series, like a couple plays here and there change that thing in your favor, right? But I will pass it to the pod. How do we feel about the Knicks coming through that Pistons series and going in and facing the Celtics as well?
I think just the better overall team won. I mean, like I've been saying for a while, like Solon just said, I think the Knicks really are just a complete team. I think Brunson is like the 1A, and then you got Cat 1B. But then, like Solon said, he's just that monster in the fourth quarter. I think that's really important in the playoffs. Like, he shows up, makes the big shots, knows when to pass, knows when to shoot. Like, I think he's just in his prime right now. We're seeing MVP Brunson, and the East needs to really watch out.
And again, everybody just has their defined roles. There's no like, oh, I have to pass it to the black hole every other possession and let him just take a step back three and we know it's not going in. Everybody is in the corner defending or boxing out. We go to the top, run that pick and roll or pick and fade. People are sitting in the corner, and we have our guy to go in and try and get that buck. There's no we know what the offense is, and everybody's comfortable in their roles, and it worked.
So y'all have a guy.
Do we not have a guy? Do we have to? Do the Hawks have a guy in Trey Young? We don't have a guy. We have a guy. If the Hawks have a guy, we most definitely have a guy.
Joey, this is when it becomes bigger than basketball.
It's bigger than basketball for you.
What is
Jalen Brunson? It's bigger than basketball for you, Mo. Like, you've been a Brunson hater for a while now.
Wait a second. A Brunson hater?
Yes, bro. Wait, I have a question. You're not hate, but you be talking down his name. But I have a question.
Right, and when you ask me this question, no, I'm going to give you the full totality of Brunson's career. The full totality.
I'm not asking you a question.
We're going to talk about what Brunson has done for the league.
I'm not going to ask you a question that's relevant to that. I'm going to ask you about what's happening right now.
Yeah,
Do you think Jalen Brunson is a superstar right now, Morgan?
It's too long, bro. He waited too long.
Yeah.
Right. I just see everybody stacked down, and I see like everyone grinning ear to ear. Like,
I mean, what can you? What?
You know what constitutes a superstar? I mean, let's
What constitutes a
For the last
superstar?
couple of years, Jalen Brunson has led playoff teams. He's gone far. He's shown up in big moments. I mean, well, you know, why can't I call him a superstar?
No, I would agree. You can, but usually you would push back against that.
Wait. Time out. Can he say it? What was with the roundabout answer? Is he a superstar or not?
This is what was taking you through my thought process. Like, why would I not be able to call him a superstar at this point? Why would I not be able to say that? He was all NBA a couple years, wasn't he?
You can't.
So. Last year.
He will be this year.
I mean, Shay's a superstar, right? I mean, if Shay's a superstar, and I think Brunson could be a superstar. Like, you see what I'm saying? Couple years of success.
I just wanted to hear you say that. That's all.
I mean, for sure, but Jules, you have to understand though. I call more people superstars than you would. You think
I'm aware, but I even call Jalen Brunson.
You calling Brunson superstar is more egregious than me calling Brunson superstar.
That's facts, but I even think that he's played to that level. Like he's now proven to be a guy. He's better than the guys who I don't think can win. He's better than a Trae Young. Like as a number one, I'm saying he's better than Trae. He is.
I don't know that.
You see what?
I really don't. They're two different. I know
all right.
But again, you put Trae Young on that team that we're seeing finals. But whatever. Do we have anything about this series though? Because we really do need to go on to the other.
One quick thing on the series. I actually think the Pistons played better than the Knicks throughout that series. But they just didn't play better in the highest leverage moments. And I think that was just a testament to the Knicks playoff experience and also the lack of playoff experience for the Pistons. Because, honestly, they were in control of a lot of those games and ended up blowing them at the end. And to Sultan's point, it was just due to, they had a closer. And the Pistons just couldn't close, honestly, as a team. So
you're saying
that get better.
This team didn't win 20 games before coming to that's what you're saying, right? They didn't even they didn't.
Yes, I'm aware, but they're getting better. I mean,
playoffs with that team before.
I would also like to
taking the Knicks with clutch superstar Brunson to 6 games, right? That's what we're saying, right?
Yeah, we gotta.
Cunningham is a or he's not a superstar.
Nah, come on, bro.
Coming into his own.
Be for real,
bro. You gotta respect that.
Nah, be for real. Coming into his own and superstar are 2 different things. Don't call him that.
Nah, I took that back. He's not a superstar. He's
getting there though.
But I'm saying he's a player that could turn into that. He's our age.
Not even can turn into it. He will. He will turn into it.
Yeah, he's also a clever player right now.
You make me sick.
I don't understand why. He will. Bro, Cade can lead. Cade has the ability to lead a team on a championship run. I believe that.
Oh my God.
Why do
you believe that?
I'm not even talking about right now. Like right now, they just had their first playoff series. But I'm saying within the next few years.
In the next 2 years, he could lead a
I said few years.
Why couldn't he, Morgan? He just took a well-oiled Knicks team to 6 and played very well.
And they should have went 7. They lost on a red.
They got cheated.
Yeah,
bro. This is nasty work, right? No, I'm more concerned.
I don't understand how that's controversial.
No, it is. It's very controversial, bro.
That is not controversial.
I don't understand that.
He spent more years in Cancun than the playoffs, but now he could be a championship team.
They just got a capable team around him for the first time.
Hey, bro, that take 5, bro. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. I don't want to get too far over the hour. Rockets, Warriors, 7 games. Let's talk about the losers first. Why did the Rockets find themselves going out bad in this situation? Joe, you want to get in here?
I think just inexperience. We touched on this a little bit earlier too. Just lack of closer. Jalen Green, you just got to be better. I mean, I think there's very little like these number one scoring guards that don't do much of anything else can really do in these situations. I think they need to like have some sort of answer for that this offseason.
I don't want you to get too far because we mentioned Jalen Green already. I have to stop you here. Why does Jalen Green have to be better exactly? When has Jalen Green been better? My question. Like what has Jalen Green shown us as the media, as viewers, as anybody to let us know that he's going to walk into a playoff series and lead a team in any capacity? Why are we asking him to be something he's never been?
I've never understood that.
I don't know if we're asking him to be like the guy, but we are asking him to at least play to the level that you did in the regular season, like to play way worse than that, to be unplayable. He was benched in multiple games in this playoff series. That's unacceptable for a star. Like, he's supposed to be their star now, at least.
Paid like he's going to be a star. And it's not like we're asking him to average 25 a game. Like, besides that one game where he had like 30, he averaged like 9. Averaging 9 and getting paid whatever he's paid is not like, that's where he's losing me.
Now,
like,
so
you have to shoot the ball and make shots. Like,
I'm gonna throw it back to Joey, but again, we talk about so often. Yes, to me, the regular season matters greatly, but the playoffs is a different game. You have to be able to think in the playoffs. He doesn't think. He's not a film guy. You can watch that. You can see that by the way he plays. That's not Jalen Green. He's run and gun. He still plays like he did back in high school. That's what he is. But anyway, Joey, I'm gonna let you continue. Bye.
Yeah, we're not exactly asking Jalen Green to average 25 a game. I think I'd rather see him average a little bit more assists. I'd want him to give a lot more effort on the defensive end. I think all these other guys on your team give in a lot of effort. We've already talked about Amen Thompson. We know what his physical tools are, what he brings to the defensive side of the ball. Tari Eason, same thing. Jabari Smith, even same thing. Like, he could, like, he's a pretty nice help defender. I think, he's got his own limitations offensively, but I think you need to start to buy in on what your teammates around your age and what that were brought into the team around the same time you were, and a head coach with a defensive identity. Like, you need to start to really bring it. You need to polish your other dimensions of the game instead of being a one-dimensional type of player and just a pure scorer. You need to polish your offensive game. You need to be able to make plays for your teammates a little bit more. You need to be able to.
Your device is ready for setup. Just follow the instructions in your Alexa app.
Is that my Alexa? Hold on.
Nah.
Sorry about that. Like, you just need a little bit more out of him as far as an all-around game, because Fred VanVleet, like, as good as he is as far as, like, championship pedigree, but, like, he doesn't fit the timeline of this team. I think when they get a closer, he's more than out of there at this point. He needs to really he needs to mature a little bit in this. He needs to mature a little bit in his all-around game.
Yeah, now we all can agree that he had to play better. I just don't think I expected much more than what was shown, to be honest. Like, not 9 points a game. I mean, I get y'all. Like, I'm with y'all on that, but still, it's just he's not that guy. Like,
Unplayable is different, bro.
I mean, he's not that guy. Like,
to go from being a leading scorer in the regular season to being benched.
It's the regular season, though. It's a different game.
I agree. I'm all about that, but I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying like it's warranted, but I'm just saying like he's just not, like Joey said. He doesn't have experience. Like
I also think that, like, I'm not ready to give up on him. Like, will forever. I don't think he'll forever suck. Yeah, like, I think that he just needs to learn and grow. And the Rockets should go and get a guy, because they have a team good enough to obviously play with anyone. So if they can go get a guy right now, I mean, they can contend, in my opinion. So,
like, more to that point as well, like, it wasn't all like the last game in Game 7, they lost, and what did they make? 5 threes, 6 threes the entire game. Jalen Green didn't shoot every 3-point field goal. Their offense was horrible. Like their team, they have a whole bunch of good young pieces, but it's just like they don't have identities, and like they're just all out there running around. And in playoff basketball, like y'all have to have a scheme. Y'all have to have an identity. Y'all have to have somebody that like you can go to for a bucket. And they just obviously didn't have that. And obviously none of them felt confident in shooting. And, you know, you can't beat the Warriors like that. So, like, yeah, I'd get a veteran that you could go to for a bucket if nobody emerges in their team that can get it. And, yeah, I mean, they have the pieces to do that. So, you know.
We're getting into the where do we go from here discussion, right? With these young so soon when you've tasted success. They were still a 2 seed, right? We all argue about what that actually means in the NBA, right? And once we start talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder, which I'm glad Sultan is here for, right? We'll start talking about how much that seeding actually matters when we get into these matchup discussions, right? Because just because the Rockets went out in 7 to the Warriors doesn't mean they would have went out in 7 to the Timberwolves or the Grizzlies or the Lakers, right? Something that, you see what I'm saying? So it's just like we have to really compartmentalize what we're seeing here, because we only have this to go by when we go into this offseason. We only have this series. That's what I'm trying to say.
Also, one last thing I'd like to say, like, because the Warriors and the Rockets and the Thunder are like, they're probably close timeline wise, like with their players. They both have young cores, and they both like just got these young guys. The difference is, and why I'm so confused why you would think the Thunder would blow it up, is they hit pieces that like they have defined role. Like it's all about roles in the NBA. You play in the NBA, and NBA teams have success because people have defined roles. They have a defender. They have 2 good paint defenders. They have insane wing defense. They have a number 1 guy who can go get a buck. These are things that the Rockets don't have definitively, and the Thunder do. So it's like the Rockets, like maybe I trade for KD or something like that. But, you know, for the Thunder, what hole are we filling if we're trading people? That's what I'm saying.
For me, the Thunder would just be to adding another guy. Like you may need another guy who's capable of getting a certified bucket. Like we all know, like Shai's going to play pretty well throughout the player, very well in the playoffs. Like I think he's going to, or typically he has played maybe a little bit less than he's done in the regular season, but it's been still very good. Like maybe his efficiency drops a little bit, but that's almost expected because it gets way more physical. They call less fouls. But Jalen Williams, he's, throughout the last few years, he hasn't played so well. And, he has an opportunity now to show up. And if he doesn't, they're probably going home, at least in my opinion. I think if he doesn't play better than he did yesterday, they're going home. 5 for 20, I think he was. That's not getting it done. That won't win the championship. No way.
And no, if Jalen Williams plays worse than Jalen Green, then maybe we could have that conversation. I don't see that happening. Jalen Williams is far better than Jalen Green offensively and defensively. So I mean, I guess we're just gonna have to see.
Let me first put this out there first and foremost. It's not that the Thunder have to blow the team up, but they will need a new coaching staff to come in there if they go out in a bad fashion in this second round here, right? Because we saw the coaching mistakes, especially down the stretch from this game here, right? But I do want to move on to this last first round series, and then we can talk about some of these second rounds that have just begun. But we have the Celtics and the Magic, okay? The Magic is another one of those teams that has a similar timeline than as a Rockets team, as a Thunder team, given that they're young, led by a young guy in Paolo Banchero. All right, so if we can recall, why did they ultimately go out bad to a much better, more talented, more experienced Celtics team there.
They're just better, bro. I feel like there's not much else to say. Like they lost to a team who's better than them. They showed promise. They don't have their lead guy right now, which I think definitely hurt them. But like they were never going to beat the Celtics. So
Yeah.
I think oh, my bad, Morgan.
Go ahead, please. Go ahead, Joe.
All right. Basically, again, like we kind of know the story of the Magic. They've been injured all year. They missed Paolo for an extended period of time. They missed Franz for an extended period of time. Jalen Suggs also same sort of deal, but also you also can't really ignore how much struggle they had scoring the ball, injuries or not. Like there's not really one that can space the floor from outside. So I think they really need to invest in a shooter. They need to invest in like more guard play at this point, and I think, without that, there's not much the Magic can really do. You gotta, at some point, like Paolo's probably going to get extended to the Supermax this offseason. I think if he makes an All-NBA, or I guess I don't even think he made the requirement, so I don't even think so. But not the Supermax, but definitely like the most money he could possibly get. Franz, I think he's already under contract, if I'm not mistaken. He was the year before. Jalen Suggs, same deal. But I think you really need to like kind of restructure this roster. I think you've got a lot of size, which like is a good problem to have. I think Goga Bitadze gave you some really decent minutes at times, but couldn't really always stay on the floor. Wendell, like there's been times, as a former Bulls fan and knowing that he brought a lot of defensive limitations to my team when he was with us, and that's why we traded him away. Couldn't really give us much offensively, but I think he's a decent enough piece. I think he's brought a lot to this Magic team. Jonathan Isaac, I've seen a lot, what he's been given after that sort of comeback from that catastrophic injury. So I think there are some real pieces in that front court that you could exchange for some better guard play and some shooting for sure.
Definitely shooting. But Joey, while we're on the subject, I realize you're not well acquainted with Sultan down there, right? Let me tell you a story about Sultan really quick. Really, just real fast. Like, did you know that back in the day, he went to the same school as Wendell Carter? They're on the same basketball team. Right? They're on the same basketball team. Like they used to run up and down. Like, am I lying? Like,
I don't understand why y'all do this every time.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Like,
act like this is some insane thing. Yeah, I went to school at Wendell. Yes, I did. Like, play basketball with them. All we did at FLA was fight and play basketball. We played basketball, bro. Yes.
No, but at the Fulton Leadership Academy. So, like, was it true that you had a female like strap?
All right, bro. Come on, man. What are we doing?
Real lobster went down
Am I hearing that the Magic just signed Sultan over here to attend day?
Definitely. Anywho, Joe, you hit it on the day. I mean, you basically hit all the points that needed to be hit there. One thing I will say, Julian gets mad at me, but we have to go from the top bottom, right? So over the summer, these few summers that we have coming up with Paolo, like I'm looking for him to take that next step, not only as a ball handler, right, but I'm looking for him to think the game in a different manner as well, right? There are many times where you can see him settling for, excuse me?
I'm not going to lie about Paolo. He's very good already. Like
he is. Nobody's saying otherwise. There are steps that you can take, right, to be a more devastating talent on the basketball floor. He has a 6'10" wide body frame. Like, he's a punisher by nature. Okay, he could probably beat the gorilla if there was 5 of them. Right. So we talk about Paolo. We see him settling for jump shots beyond the arc far too often, in my opinion. Like, we know he can shoot the ball, but he's got to be a punisher. Got to get guys in foul trouble, work on that post game. We talk about that low post, get that footwork under control, right? And then again, once they bring that double Jew, right? Because not many superstars, even to this day, after 12, 13, 14-year careers, can play with that double team in a playoff situation, get his guys involved, get them in areas to where they can affect the game. That's natural to what they can do. KYP, know your players in your position, right? So again, I'm looking for those summers, right? I'm looking for those summers. What are we going to add to the arsenal to become a better player? Same thing with Cade Cunningham as well, who went out back. But let's go to the second round. So I want to get some picks in because we already saw some games, right? So we saw Indiana shoot lights out, right, against Cleveland. They're able to get that victory there, and now we know that Cleveland's tattered, even though I think they're playing some good basketball.
They're smacking them right now. They're up 17. That's not necessarily smacking these days, but Cleveland is up 17 currently.
I'm watching it. Donovan Mitchell is making me money tonight. I bet on him to get 35.
Yeah, no, that's
also y'all to anyone watching, y'all tap in with the Take V Discord. $15 for entry directly to my Cash App or my Venmo. And I'll get all right. Thanks every day. Lock in.
Again, context will also release us from the shackles, the princes of our own mind. Now, on one hand, Donovan Mitchell is not a superstar. But on the other hand, though, I'm going to place my chips towards him having another legendary performance on the biggest stage that we have.
Bro, he shot the ball.
That's what we're going to do.
He's shooting every shot. He
shot the ball 30 times in game one, and they lost. So I'm like, oh, Darius Garland, DeAndre Hunter, and Evan Mobley are out. I think he's going to shoot the ball again a lot tonight. I'm going to bet on him to get 35. That's a good bet. That's good ball. Like I said, lock in with me.
Yeah, Sandman, Mary Jane, the Black Spider-Man, like all of them. You see what I'm saying? That's Spider Mitchell. This is what he does. He's a superhero, right? This is exactly what he does on the greatest stage of basketball. He was mad about last night. He shouldn't have went out that way, right? So we'll get that back.
I might live bet the Pacers right now. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah, you do that.
Maybe you should.
That's your own.
You should maybe a spread. They fried me because I bet it. I bet the spread before the game, like yesterday, right when I saw that report. Their original spread was 9 with the Cavs, I think. Yeah, Cavs by 9, and it went down to 4.5 after all the injury reports came out. So I got hella value, but they're still getting blown out. So they might have fried me there.
It's a long game. We know the Pacers can score much, and it's just far from over. So we'll see. But we already know what he does come playoff time. But who do y'all have in this series?
I got Pacers with all the injuries and stuff. I got Pacers.
I got Pacers in 6 because everybody's hurt on the Cavs. I wish the Cavs. I wish the Cavs weren't hurt, but you know what I'm saying. It is what it is. They can't live without their players.
I agree. And also, I think them losing that first game was so major. Like, the Pacers' home court is vicious. Like, that field house gets crazy, and they win almost every game they play in there. So, like, them losing that first game, having guys injured, I just think it's an uphill climb. So, I don't think they're going to win this.
Cavs in 7.
It's possible. I don't think so.
If Nembhard keeps playing like that, yeah, Pacers in 6.
They better blow them out tonight, though. Like, this lead has to be sustained for the next 6 minutes left. They better sustain this lead for the next 9 minutes of game time, because if it gets close, I don't know. Depending on Wade and Ty Jerome, who's actually pretty cold, but I don't know if that's going to get it done.
Joey, who you got?
I think the injuries for the Cavs is definitely got to be something to watch. If it turns out to be a lot more serious for Darius Garland and Evan Mobley, I don't see them really coming out with this series. I think, if this game as it's going right now is any indication, I think they'll still be able to keep it competitive. But I feel like they're not really gonna steamroll the Pacers. They're not gonna, Like they're just not.
Bro, if they go down, if they lose this game, they're going down 4-0.
Yeah, no. If they let the Pacers come back and win this, Pacers in 5 at the most, like at the very most.
Yep, and stay there. And definitely stay there. Next
And
series. So we just watched the Oklahoma City Thunder let go of the rope at the end of that first game there. I don't know how much they were up exactly. I believe it was about 15, but possibly more of a lead that they gave up at home there. Who do y'all have in this series and why?
I'll take the Thunder in 7. They have a Thunder in 6, I'd say. They have a better team. They just have to not make bonehead mistakes in the game. They outplayed them in this first game, and that's bad to lose games where you're the better team. Like you just have that. That's extra deflating. But I feel like they have a good team. But you can never count Jokic out. I will say that. Like, I mean, the best player coach in the league. So I'll take the Thunder.
You got something on your chin right here. Joe wipe this off. Bro. Who y'all got?
I think I got the Nuggets. I do think the Thunder might be like a better team. But I do think that the Nuggets. I like the Nuggets role players a little bit better in the series or in the playoffs at least. I'm not going to trust J-Dub. I will trust Jamal Murray, even though I don't think Murray had the best game 1, but I do trust him a lot more than I trust the second best player on the Thunder. And I will trust AG like he hit the game winner. He's hit a lot of big shots in his playoff career. And I like Braun. So I don't know. I do think Thunder, like they have pieces. They have a good team. Shay's probably MVP this year, but I don't know. I think Jokic is the best player too. So I don't know. Nuggets just have a lot.
It's a lot of straddling of the fence. Joe, what you got?
I'm just low because like he always says Joker is not the best player. But like,
When did I say? I said, bro. I said Kawhi was the best player because he can give you offense and defense. That's true.
Okay, but I don't understand how you can put. I'm a Kawhi fan. I don't even put Kawhi over Joker. Then we say Joel Embiid is better than Joker. Correct? That's what you say.
I mean, he can be when he's healthy.
Okay.
When he's healthy, he has always been as good as Joker. Like
Back it up.
that's
Back it up.
factual.
Pack it up.
Joe, who you got, man?
I'm going with Joker. Just because they stole game 1. I didn't think they were going to win, honestly. Practicing that first game, I thought it would be tight. I thought they would get tested, but yeah, I don't think they have anything for him. So it's just going to be tough. Like, I was talking. Me and Sol were talking about this. Me, Sol, and Jassim. Like I don't think that they have a better defense for Joker than the Clippers did. I mean, not only did they have Zubac,
Bro, you are tripping.
I'm not. I don't think I am.
I don't know specifically for Jokic. Like,
Yeah,
no,
for Jokic, like Hartenstein and Chet get like in concert defending Jokic.
I don't think so.
Better than just Zubac and Derek Jones, bro.
And Batum Batum was playing good defense. Like they limited him. They played good defense.
They limited him.
They did limit
him.
Joker.
We gotta stop with all of this.
Bro, you saw what Jokic did to the Thunder.
This is, and I was cooking my dinner while y'all were talking about how they were limiting him. What are we talking about?
There was games where Joker played pretty poorly to his standards. I mean, he's the best player in the world, bro. So we're not saying he played garbage. He didn't play garbage, but like
16 points and 5 turnovers in game 7. Like
They won the game.
He started game 7 off bad, bro.
Just game 7 though. There was other games where he didn't play very well, like scoring wise. I'm saying he couldn't score that much.
All right, bro. But anyway, I guess we're gonna see how it continues in the series that they're currently in. But yeah,
Yeah,
like
for sure.
he's not gonna like average 35, but I mean, we'll see what happens.
I think that I said that he was going to average 50, a 50-point triple double. We were talking about it on the game. I was exaggerating.
Oh!
But, hey, bro, it wasn't that crazy. It wasn't that far out from game one. Like, realistically, he's definitely averaging a 35-point triple double. Like,
I mean, he averaged the 25-point triple double on when he was just limited. So
he did. So yeah, he getting a 35-point triple double, maybe a 40. Like,
But so I need you to understand the difference, though. Do you understand that? This is the stat line. He put up 42, 22, and 6 on Chet and Hartenstein and Medley.
dude, what did he put up in the first game? I had his PRS and Clippers game one.
Bro, that's the best game he's had in the playoff series.
Oh my! I guess I gotta pull it.
Please pull it up. Please pull up 42, 22, and 6.
Go, man.
2 blocks
it was not that.
over
He's right.
shooting. Please.
He is right. He is right.
What did Jokic have in game one here? No, I gotta.
I've got this. I've got it up right now.
Go ahead and read it. Go ahead and read it.
42 points, 22 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 blocks,
So the
15
same brand.
15 for
I
29
remember
shooting.
watching the game. I had his PRA.
No, Joey, no. That's another game one.
No.
Yes, I'm watching. I'm reading it. I'm reading it. Hold on, bro. What are we talking about right now? Let me pull
Here,
it.
I have the stats up. Let me
Let me see, bro.
I don't know what he did, but
It was. I think it was. No, this is Indiana. The first game against the Clippers, he had 29, 9.
Yeah,
and 12.
29, 9, and 12.
see, y'all were dragging it. Y'all
Yeah,
were dragging it.
they're dragging it viciously.
Yeah.
42.
That's a 30-point triple double.
40 and 20.
All right.
Yeah, like
That
for real.
That is vicious. That's Will numbers. Come on now.
All I know is Nuggets were down 20. Morgan said it's gonna take Hercules for the Nuggets
They
to
did.
win this game.
Hercules.
On me, it did.
and then what happened? All right then.
Hey, so regardless,
And
the
then what?
bottom line, bro, Chet is not the answer. Not for Jokic. Like, he is not the answer. Barbecue, yams, collard greens, mac and cheese.
Well,
honey,
considering there's no answer, we're just gonna have to see how these folks do.
Now, Drew, what is it? That blueberry Bojangles biscuit? What they call it? The Bowberry?
That Bowberry biscuit?
Yeah, the Bowberry biscuit. With the honey crisp.
Before work, the Bowberry biscuits. Definitely.
What a Bowberry biscuit slice. That's on everything that's better than Chick-fil-A breakfast sandwich. I'm not gonna lie. Dad goes crazy. You just made me sick. They don't have that down here. Like,
Long story short is food, bro. We gotta keep moving though. Like we have to. We saw the Knicks and the Celtics. I just have one thing to say.
I want to say one more thing about this Celtics Denver or not. I'm sorry, the Denver OKC series. I apologize. I didn't mean to cut you off, Mo, but I think this is going to come down to whoever has the more consistent supporting cast. And if I'm the Oklahoma City Thunder, like, I am not trying to lose the battle on the boards. They lost the battle on the board 63-43 last night. Like, that's not. And if I'm Oklahoma City, I'm asking for more out of Jalen Williams. I think Chet Holmgren, the attention he's giving on defense as a help defender. He got 4 blocks yesterday. Like, let's not let that go unnoticed. Like that is fine. But also at the same time, if I'm talking about Jalen Williams, like, and I'm a fan of this Thunder team, and Alex Caruso is my second leading scorer, I'm a little concerned. As good as he is, and much as I love Alex Caruso, like, this team is too talented of scorers for Jalen Williams to be shooting like 5 of 20 with 16 points. He's too good.
That will never get it done.
Chet Holmgren, too good to be shooting the ball 11 times, 5 for 11. And efficient, but yet like, you know, I think still a little bit to be desired on the offensive end.
Now, Joey, actually, I completely disagree with you. I completely disagree with everything that you're saying, except for the fact that the Thunder supporting cast does need to play. But they're never going to match this Denver Nuggets team on the glass unless somebody's getting in foul trouble here. Listen, so when I look at the game, I see 15 of 43 from 3. They won't win that way. They are going to have to make many threes. They're going to have to shoot much better, much more efficiently from that range in order to keep themselves in the game. But ultimately, though, bro, like, I'm still looking at 42, 22, and 6. I don't think Shea can do that, bro. Like, I don't think he can match a game like that when it comes down to it. I'll die on the hill. I'll die on the hill. I will. Like, I swear, I'll die. Like, if Shea gives me 45, then I'll shut up for real. But like, if he's gonna go out there and give me 45 in the playoff game, that's different. We're in different territory there. I don't see him matching that efficiency. That's all I'm saying. Clip it.
He could definitely
get it. He'll just have to get it. He'll just have to get on a lot of shots, I feel like. But he can definitely get that.
No passing. He's got to be aggressive.
He gives me 45 on 50% shooting. Clip it.
That probably won't happen. But
it won't.
That's asking a lot.
He put it on.
Yes, it is. It definitely is. That's
I don't think they need that though to win though. So unless
like that, they do. I don't see it. They got to shoot better.
I mean, if they shoot like that, yeah. But I think
got to.
Bro,
I think
it's going crazy right now. I'm not gonna lie. He's going fast.
At least I know he didn't totally disagree with everything I was saying.
Not totally, but they're never gonna match them on the glass with this roster, unfortunately.
Chet and Hart both had 5 fouls apiece that game too. So
that's
I think
and that's what we're gonna see. Like, again, I could talk about this all day, man. But like, again, if Chet is gonna have to match up against Jokic in any capacity, we can kiss his offensive game out the door. Like, he's expending all of his fouls, all of his energy, everything on trying to stay in front of this man. Like, it's way too much to ask out of that young man. A bag of bones, if you will. You can't do it. You cannot do it. Not now. But I didn't really even get my take in about it. Like, I actually had the Thunder in 7 just for the simple fact I believe their guard play will be too overwhelming for the Denver Nuggets. Like, when we talk about guys like Jamal Murray out there, he's going to have to figure out a way to guard Christian Brown. He's going to have to figure out a way to guard. And then they normally just barrage you with the threes that I was talking about. We talk about the Isaiah Joes of the world, the Casey Wallaces of the world that come in. Lou Dort. Yeah, I push you in the torture chamber. You see what I'm saying? And in addition to that, these are all bodies that you're throwing at a Jamal Murray to make it exceptionally difficult for him to, get off. So I think that guard play is where the difference is going to be. But if y'all let Jokic get out like this, then Bowberry biscuits. We got two more series left, so let's make it quick. Let's make it quick for real. Knicks, Celtics.
3% on my computer. So
for sure, let's make it quick. Knicks, Celtics. Joe Mazzulla is a terrorist. I can't even get it out. He's a terrorist. I cannot believe what I witnessed. The stubbornness, the inability, the unwillingness.
No.
You be quiet while I talk about it. The unwillingness to stray away from the game plan whatsoever. We're going to keep hoisting threes and then pray. You can't shoot.
At the end of the day, it comes down to your players, though. They make the decisions on what to shoot, what plays they can run. Like, if they're going to actually take the ball to the cup, bro.
They pass up wide open layups.
I understand that, bro, but they can. I don't think Jason Tatum. I don't know. I don't think it's all on Mazzulla. I think they can actually. I know they missed a lot of threes, but they're 1-3 away from winning that game. Like, let's just be real. They're not going to lose. They can't. They're not going to do that every game.
No, they're gonna. I mean, just to build on that, the Celtics are going to win the series if healthy. Like, I mean, Porzingis is not going to leave again with a sickness. I mean, hopefully. What's it called? They're just getting guys back from being like off and on injured. Drew Holiday and those guys, even Tatum and Brown. So I think as the series goes on, they'll kind of wear the Knicks down, especially because the Knicks don't sub. But yeah, they're not going to shoot. What did they shoot? 25% from three yesterday?
I mean, they missed 45 threes and lost by 3. So I mean,
in overtime, I don't think that's going to happen.
Probably not going to happen again. But at the same time, like,
Knicks play good ball, and yeah, if you keep it close and you have Brunson on your team, like you have to like your chances. Yeah, you got to like your chances as a Knicks fan or even as a Knick. So, I mean, I think it'll be a good series, but I like Celtics in like 6 or 7. Yeah.
Terrorism.
I want to say something that I kind of noticed, and I'm gonna give Morgan credit where it's due. He had a nice little Jason Tatum stat this morning. 4 points, 1 of 9 from the field in the fourth quarter and overtime. I think you just need to be better. You are supposed to be the best player on this team. You know, there's questions about, you, Jaylen Brown, like you need to assert your dominance. You need to be the best player on this court in order for the Celtics to have any sort of chance of winning this series. From the Knicks side of things, Karl Anthony Towns, you need to be better. I think the Celtics front court at this point, behind Porzingis, behind old man Al Horford. You just need to be a little bit better. I think you really need to take advantage of the limited, I don't want to say like limited minutes, but like the injury proneness, the glass bones that I think this Celtics front court has at this point. 14 and 13. Yeah, cool. Like all good. But like, I think I need a little bit more of like a pop. I think I need a little bit more of, I need to feel something from the side of a Karl Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges. I think you need to run a little bit of offense through him because frankly, from what I've seen, I think without Jalen Brunson and those Jalen Brunson-less minutes, I think the Knicks look lost.
Joey, let me just add here that with the Real app, it's telling me that Jason Tatum took 7 shots in the fourth quarter. 5 of them were from 3. I just wanted to get that out. He was 0-5 from 3, by the way. And
JB.
Right. I could get into.
Yeah, no, don't even get me started on JB. Sorry ass. Shout out to him. Them boys are sorry.
He was wild yesterday. I don't know what they're on. I feel like they're gonna blow them out though next game. I do.
To y'all's point, the Celtics will not shoot that poorly again. However, it's really bad to where it was psychological, and I get so frustrated. Sloan's thing just died. I get so frustrated looking at it because the Knicks have not beat the Celtics all year. Going into that, their mind was warped. They did not truly believe with their full heart of hearts that they could even beat this team. But now you give them this sliver of life to where it's, we've got Brunson. We've got Cat in here, you know what I'm saying? So now Mikal's feeling good with the broke jump shot. OG's feeling good with the broke jump shot in the corner and different things like that.
Don't try OG. He's been hooped.
Don't try. He's mid. He's mid.
He's hooped. He has hooped.
Bro, but he's not hooped to a capacity where I can look at him and say, okay, win me a game versus Celtics. That's not what we're talking about here, right? He was a very positive player in that game. And it's just unfortunate that we would even allow something like this to happen, knowing that our team is injured, knowing that now, Porzingis, something else wrong with him. He got the sniffles, whatever the case may be. It's just sad to see when you have the game. And Julian, I didn't mention, and I can go all day. I can really go all day. I want to make sure I have this correctly. A 21-7 run blown. Okay, they were up. How much were they up, bro? They're about 20. They're probably up almost 20 points.
They're up 20, I'm pretty sure.
Blown. It's inexcusable. Like, it's not like Yeah, go ahead, bro. Celtics gonna win, but it's just like it's just so frustrating, bro. It really is. It's a bad style of basketball, and it's gonna bite them in the butt at some point.
I don't agree.
I think they're just too. Go ahead.
I think they're good enough to play like that, but I also do think that they might need to change course, but I don't think they need to. Like we've seen them do it time and time again, shoot lights out, and if Tatum plays just a little bit better, they win that game. Even shooting poorly.
Tatum and Brown, bro.
Yeah.
Both of them were garbage. That was as bad as they're going to play. They're not going to play that bad again.
It's avoidable. Is why I'm so mad. But let's go to the last series so I can watch this fourth quarter here, because this is going to get tight soon. But Timberwolves, Warriors. Who do y'all have and how many games?
I like Timberwolves. I like the youth in this series. And I like the attitude of the Timberwolves. Like, they just seem like, I mean, it's cliche, but I feel like they're giant killers. Like, we saw them take down Joker last year, and they saw them take down LeBron and Luka this year. And I think that they have it in them to take down Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry. So, I don't know. It's tough to bet against Jimmy Butler because y'all know how I feel.
Straddle it. I was waiting. Straddle it.
I was gonna double down. I said, y'all know how I feel about Jimmy Butler, and it's tough to bet against him. But I just like the youth of the Timberwolves. I think they're gonna win.
Why don't you just admit to us that we haven't seen this mythical playoff Butler amethyst card that y'all revere so
Played very well in his close games. He's
Yeah,
played
he
very
played
well in his close games. My only thing about you, Morgan, is like why are you not addressing Steph Curry, who's one of your favorite players, he's played well in some games, but he didn't play well in that game 7. And bro, Steph Curry played bad in the game 7 until the game was over.
The game was not. That's not true. That's not true.
No, they were up. They were up double digits.
No, they were not. No, they were not. No, they were not.
I swear they were. He had 3 points when they were up double digits. But I texted John in the chat. I said, this game's over. And I proceeded to go and bet a lot of money on them winning by over 10 or 15 points.
But it wasn't over at the time.
Yes,
it was. It was not. Julian, it was not.
They can't score. The thing about the Rockets is they cannot score. Like that, we've seen it. We saw it throughout the whole series.
Okay, but that doesn't negate
a Herculean effort from Fred VanVleet. He's going to have to make a hella amount of threes for them to get back in that game. And I'm not betting on that. Come on now.
But that doesn't negate the wide open three or the threes that Curry was creating for Buddy Hield.
No. I'm not saying he didn't play well in totality. I'm just saying as a scorer, he didn't score the ball well multiple games in that series.
That's fine.
I mean,
so why are we talking about Jimmy Butler? We can't sit here and act like Jimmy Butler has not played well, even when he didn't score the ball well. Mind you, he was hurt, but even when he didn't score the ball well, he played well in other senses.
Jimmy was the topic of conversation in this pure instance here. Now, we did, or at least I did, ask Steph to get going during that game 7, and, he started to get it going. And after that, then they started to pull away. But, I mean, it is what it is. They play very great defense on Steph Curry. Like, we could be able to say that as well. Like,
Thompson is Thompson is probably a star.
Yeah. In this series, I guess I got
he is.
He definitely is. I would keep him if I was the Rockets.
He's untradeable. He's untouchable. He's the most top 5 most athletic player. Like and his brother, bro. Both of them are top 5 athletes in the league.
Yeah,
Look at the tweets, bro. Did y'all see that before we get off? Did y'all see that Asar Thompson spin move in the beginning of the playoffs? I think it was like game 1 or 2 versus the Knicks. He spun moved so fast. Did y'all see that video?
I didn't see that. No,
that didn't look real. Like,
no, they're very athletic. This spar talking, it always it's just. I don't know. I don't know how Julian constitutes a spar. Like,
no, I'm saying will be. I'm talking about will.
The guys that have actually done it, but it is what it is. But yeah, he's gonna have to learn how to shoot. That is one thing for sure. But in this series, though, guys, I'm gonna side with whoever was talking about the attitudes here. Like when you see the clips resurfacing of Anthony Edwards talking about how Kerr told him if they had the number 1 draft pick, they would not draft him. Kerr also benched him during the FIBA runs back then for guys that are clearly not as good as him. It's personal, right? He wants to be able to take down. He said that Draymond talks too much trash. Like, you got to side with Ant in this situation because it becomes bigger than basketball. I'm going to enjoy watching that game, boy, very, very shortly here. Joey, who you got?
Man, I'm just looking forward for a nice little WWE Draymond Green Rudy Gobert matchup here.
Oh, God.
Let's be honest, but I think it just comes down to like are the Warriors supporting cast going to show up? You know, if I talk about this game 7, like they got pretty much no action from their bench. You know, Kuminga, cool, sweet little 7 minutes of action. Cool, whoop-de-doo. But like you kind of have to ask yourself, okay, like how much are they really gonna lean on this starting 5? Like, is Steve Kerr gonna run these guys into the ground? And I think the Wolves have a lot more depth. I think Jew made a good point, like, or Ian, I don't remember which. You know, I like their youth as well. You know, I think Rudy Gobert has a nice, you know, he has a nice chance to take advantage with his size, but like he did in that little game 5 against the Lakers. But I mean, I think Rudy Gobert at this point, he's a little bit of a mixed bag with his reputation in the postseason, but definitely something to add there. I think, you know, it just comes down to, you know, supporting cast. I think Wolves are a deeper team. They're a younger team. I think it just is a matter of, you know, what, like if the role players are going to be showing up and if Ant can shoot the ball efficiently.
Agreed on that last point. That's a good point.
And Drew, Steph is seeing another defense that I think they have a lot of length on the perimeter. You talk about Ant-Man. You talk about Nickeil Alexander-Walker. You talk about Jaden McDaniels as well. I mean, these are guys that are going to make him work for it, but he's going to have a better series than he did against the Rockets in order for them to get over the hump. And that also goes for Jimmy Butler as well. Like, there's been a lot of talk on the pundits with the podcast, the media. Who's Jimmy Butler going to be guarding, right? Because some say, you know, if you match him up with Ant-Man, they're similar in size, weight, stature. But do you want him expending that much energy on the defensive end when you have to also ask him to give you 25, maybe more, right, to get out of that game? So it's just like, Warriors are going to have a lot of different decisions to make. Steve Kerr is a doofus. So do we see Kuminga during this? Who knows? Maybe we'll play him 3 minutes in game 1, maybe hold him back till game 6, and then see if we could play him like 2 more minutes or whatever, just to, you know, shake it up, dice it up, like make sure the scouts, you know, are on their toes, TS, like type. So we never really know what's going to be in his hat, in his bag of tricks, if you will. So we have to keep that in mind, but it's going to be a good series, though. Very entertaining. If I had to pick a winner, though, got to go with the Wolves. 6 or 7 games, so we'll see. All right, gentlemen, y'all got anything left where we can get into this fourth quarter here? Because
did you pick Ian?
Go the rope.
No. I like the size of the Timberwolves. And I like.
Whoa! Hey, yo! Oh my!
Come on. Anyways, I like their size. I do think what Joey said. I do think defense in this series is really going to matter. I do like the Wolves defense a little bit better than the Warriors, but I do want to side with the better players, and I do think the Warriors do have the better players, and I do think this game's going to come down to the crunch time. So I'm betting on Jimmy and Curry to hit some shots.
Jimmy's
over.
Anywho, we'll see if playoff Butler, you know, turns back the clock, so to speak. Cavs trying to choke, though, bro. This is pissing me off.
Let's go.
If they lose,
let's tune in.
I feel bad if they lose, but yeah, I'm locked in. I've been locked in. I'm not gonna lie. Donovan Mitchell's been going dummy. Y'all gotta see
6.
Y'all gotta see the clip. He's at the free throw line. Y'all got to see the clip where he dunked on Pascal viciously. Like, he boomed on Pascal.
I'm looking at it.
Right. Yeah, it definitely gets very, very nasty. Like you don't want to see him down here. It gets very, very live.
He's been going dumb. I should have bet him over 50. Like he needs 50 tonight to win. Like,
He does.
All right, y'all. Oh man, it's 10
All
o'clock. See y'all next Tuesday. We out.
see y'all boys.
All right.